My beloved child, listen closely, because what I am about to reveal will grip your chest before your mind even understands why. There is a reason your heart has been restless these last few days. There is a reason you keep feeling like someone's energy is shifting, like something big is moving toward you in silence. And today, the truth finally shows its face. You're a special person, yes, that person who once tried to act distant, collected, impossible to read. They just made a move no one saw coming. They booked 2 flight tickets. Not 1. 2. And both are for next week. Destination? California. But the twist is what will pull your breath straight out of your lungs, because they are not going alone. They are taking someone you never expected, someone whose identity will change everything you thought you knew. My cherished one, let me take you inside the exact moment this decision was made. It happened late at night, when everyone else was asleep but they were wide awake, scrolling with shaky fingers, breathing like something inside them was burning for release. They hovered over the screen for minutes, maybe hours, wrestling with thoughts of you, memories of you, words you once said that they pretend they forgot, but never did. That night, they weren't just booking tickets. They were trying to escape something they feel too deeply but refuse to face. And yet, even while running, they didn't buy a single seat. They bought 2. Because in their mind, they are taking someone who they believe will help them forget you. Someone who doesn't carry your impact, your depth, your fire. Someone who isn't you. But what they don't know is that life is about to flip the entire situation upside down, because this journey, this escape, isn't going to go the way they think. Not even close. My child, you need to understand the real shock here. This trip is not about adventure, not about work, not about fun. This is a desperate attempt to outrun the truth. They think a new city, new air, new people will numb the pull they still feel toward you. California is just a mask, a distraction, a backdrop to hide their confusion. But here's where destiny twists the story: your energy is stronger than their denial. Your bond is louder than their fear. And every mile they try to put between you and them will only make one thing clearer. They are not moving forward, they are running in circles around your memory. So while they pack bags pretending they're ready for a new chapter, the universe is quietly preparing a revelation that will hit them the moment they land. Because the second seat they booked? It's not a seat for a new love. It's a reminder that they can fill a plane, a room, a life with people, but they still can't replace you. My beloved child, a new layer of truth is unfolding, and this part will hold you tight because now the real story begins. The moment those 2 flight tickets were confirmed, something heavy settled in their chest, something they didn't expect, something they couldn't shake off no matter how fast they tried to move. They thought booking a second ticket would make everything easier, that having someone beside them on this sudden move to California would help silence the voice in their heart that whispers your name at the most inconvenient times. But instead, it made everything worse. Because the moment they clicked confirm, the past didn't disappear. It screamed. The memories didn't fade. They sharpened. And the emotions they tried to bury, they rose like fire. That second ticket didn't symbolize excitement, it symbolized fear. Fear of facing how deeply they still feel connected to you. Fear of pretending they've moved on. Fear of knowing they haven't. My chosen one, something powerful is happening behind the scenes, something they are not telling anyone and something they don't have the courage to say out loud. They are moving to California, yes. But they're not confident about it. They are not celebrating. They're not smiling. Their mind has been circling you from the moment the plan began. Every outfit they fold into the suitcase reminds them of a moment they felt seen by you. Every item they pack echoes a memory that leads straight back to you. Even the person who's supposed to accompany them senses a strange shift, like they're physically present but emotionally invisible. Your person is trying to carry someone else into a future that was shaped for you, not them. And the emotional weight of that mismatch. It's starting to crack open the truth they've been avoiding for months. My treasured child, now pay attention, because here is where the energy turns electric. Their trip is set. The bags are nearly packed. But inside, something is collapsing. That second ticket, the one meant to distract them, suddenly feels like the biggest mistake they could have made. Their heart refuses to cooperate. Their mind keeps replaying what they lost. And while they try to pretend they're ready for a new city, a new beginning, a new life, something unexpected is happening deep within. Your energy is pulling them back in ways they cannot understand. They are feeling emotions they told themselves were gone. They are questioning choices they thought were final. And they are beginning to realize that running to California with someone else won't cleanse their past, it will expose it. It will force them to confront what they still carry, what they still crave, and who they truly cannot let go of. My beloved child, now the storm inside their heart is reaching a point where nothing can hide it anymore. The closer the departure day gets, the louder your presence becomes in their mind. It's almost haunting for them. Every quiet moment is filled with flashes of you, every breath feels interrupted by a memory they thought they had locked away. They keep checking the tickets, the itinerary, the luggage, yet none of it feels real. None of it feels right. California looked like freedom when they booked the tickets, but now it feels like a mistake stitched together by fear and confusion. Even the person they're supposed to take along senses the tension. Your person's silence is too heavy, their smile too forced, their eyes too distant. They are physically packing for the trip, but emotionally they're unraveling, thread by thread, pulled apart by the weight of everything left unsaid between the two of you. My beloved soul, something deeper is happening now, something they cannot admit to themselves without shaking. As they prepare to leave, they are realizing the truth they've been avoiding: distance won't save them. A new city won't reset their heart. Another person won't erase your impact. They stand in their room, suitcase open, hands frozen in the air as if time stopped just to confront them with the truth they fear most. They're imagining walking through the California airport with the person they're taking, yet instead of relief, they feel guilt, confusion, and a strange emptiness that keeps growing. Because the person sitting next to them on that airplane is not the one they wish it was. They're trying to convince themselves they're ready for this move, but inside, your name keeps echoing like a reminder they can't turn off. Every step toward California feels like a step away from the person who still owns a piece of them. My precious one, the twist is coming, and it's going to shift everything you thought you understood. Because last night, something happened, something they told no one. They sat alone, staring at the 2 tickets on their phone screen, and for the first time, they felt a strong pull, not toward California, but toward the unfinished story between you and them. Their mind raced through moments they tried to bury, the look in your eyes, the sound of your voice, the feeling of your presence that no one else has ever matched. That second ticket suddenly felt like a burden, not a comfort. A symbol of a choice they're not ready to make. And now, a quiet panic is rising in their chest. They are starting to doubt everything, the move, the person accompanying them, and the idea that they can start over without facing what they still feel for you. They don't want to admit it, but something deep inside is whispering the truth. They might not board that plane the way they planned. They might not go with the person they intended. And the journey they thought would erase their feelings might instead bring them straight back to the one heart they can't outrun. My beloved child, the moment you're about to witness is the turning point, the place where the universe finally pulls the curtain back and exposes what's been silently building inside their soul. Last night, something inside them snapped, not in anger, not in fear, but in truth. They reached for their suitcase again, opened it, stared at the clothes neatly folded, and suddenly felt a wave of emotions hit them so hard they had to sit down. It wasn't excitement. It wasn't anticipation. It was a heavy realization that the person they're trying to take to California does not belong in the future they imagine. Their heart isn't beating for that person. Their thoughts aren't looping around that person. And the second flight ticket that once felt like a plan now feels like a lie their spirit refuses to carry. They know it. Deep down, they know it. And that truth is shaking them to their core. My beloved child, today the energy around them is completely different, restless, unsettled, unable to stay still. They keep pacing around the room, picking up the phone, putting it back down, staring at the calendar like the dates are haunting them. They're trying to figure out how they reached this point. How they ended up planning a whole move, packing bags, and choosing someone else to stand beside them when every part of their inner self is pulling them toward you. The closer the flight day gets, the louder their conscience becomes. They're questioning things they never dared to question. They're replaying moments they never wanted to revisit. And they're realizing that this attempt to escape you is only leading them right back to the very emotions they tried to bury. The second ticket is starting to feel like a chain around their ankle, not a path to freedom. My beloved child, now listen carefully, this is where the twist erupts. There's a moment coming, a quiet but powerful moment, where they will finally confront what they've been running from. It's going to hit them when they least expect it. Maybe while zipping the last pocket of their suitcase, maybe while staring into the mirror, maybe while imagining life in California without the familiar warmth of your presence. And in that moment, their heart will push through everything: guilt, denial, fear, confusion. They will realize that taking someone else on that flight is not a step forward, it's a step into regret. They will realize that no distance can numb the pull they feel toward you. And they will understand that the person meant to sit in that second seat was never the one they chose. It was always the one they never could let go of. My beloved child, the air around them is shifting in a way they cannot fight anymore. Today, they woke up with a pressure in their chest so strong it nearly stole their breath. It wasn't panic, it was clarity. A clarity that has been trying to break through ever since they booked those 2 flight tickets. They thought moving to California with someone else would give them a clean slate, a new version of themselves, a future untouched by memories of you. But now the truth is rising from every corner of their mind. They can't lie to themselves anymore. Every time they glance at the tickets, your face flashes in their thoughts. Every time they try to smile for the person beside them, something feels painfully out of place. They're trying to force a story that their heart refuses to write. And now, the emotional grip of that realization is stronger than any fear they've been hiding behind. My beloved child, the universe is standing behind them with a message they can no longer ignore. As they walk around the house, every corner feels like it's echoing your presence instead of offering them peace. They're imagining stepping off that plane in California, but they can't imagine feeling whole. They're imagining sharing hotel rooms, streets, sunsets with the person they're taking along, but none of it feels alive. It all feels like a shadow, a placeholder, a desperate attempt to fill a space that was never theirs to fill. And the person traveling with them? They can feel the distance too. They can sense the emptiness in your person's smile, the disconnect in their tone, the way their eyes drift off as if replaying moments that have nothing to do with this trip. Your person is physically present but emotionally wandering straight back to you. My beloved child, the most powerful shift is happening right now, beneath the surface, in a place inside them they cannot shut off. They're starting to fear not the move itself, but the consequences of making the wrong choice. California won't erase your energy. The new city won't silence their longing. The second ticket won't create a new connection. They can pack their suitcase, board the plane, walk through new streets, but your presence will follow them like a truth woven into their soul. And this realization is building into something unstoppable. They're beginning to understand that running away won't save them from themselves. They know deep down that they're carrying feelings meant for you, not for the person who's supposed to sit beside them on that flight. And now, with each passing hour, the weight of that truth is becoming too heavy to ignore. Something inside them is preparing to break, to confess, to change direction, because the second seat they booked was never meant for a replacement. It was meant for the one heart they thought distance could silence but never could. My beloved child, the silence inside their mind is louder than ever, and that silence is telling them a truth they can no longer outrun. Today, they sat on the edge of their bed with the flight tickets open on their screen, staring at them as if the answers might suddenly appear between the pixels. But instead of excitement, instead of anticipation, all they felt was a deep, pulling ache, an ache shaped exactly like you. Their hands trembled, not because of fear of the journey, but because of the realization that they are about to step into a future built on a lie. They know it now. They know they're not ready. They know they're not moving with the right person. They know their heart still beats in a direction their mind has tried to deny for far too long. And with every passing second, the noise inside them is turning into a painful clarity. This trip is not leading them forward, it's taking them away from the one person they still feel tied to in ways they can't explain. My beloved child, something unbelievable is happening right beneath the surface, something even they didn't expect. The person traveling with them is starting to sense everything, the detachment, the emotional absence, the way your person gets lost in thoughts that have nothing to do with the journey ahead. Conversations feel hollow. Smiles feel forced. Plans feel meaningless. The person accompanying them feels like a passenger on someone else's emotional journey, not a partner in their future. And your person feels guilt brewing inside them because deep down, they know they shouldn't be dragging someone else into a story that isn't meant for them. They keep imagining the trip, the airport, the plane ride, the new city, and every single vision is missing something. Every version of that future feels incomplete. Because the seat next to them was never meant for someone they barely feel connected to. It was meant for someone whose absence they can't shake, someone whose memory refuses to fade, someone whose name has become the quiet heartbeat behind their every thought. My beloved child, now the fate of this entire journey hangs on a moment that is rapidly approaching, a moment when they will finally confront themselves with complete honesty. They are standing at the edge of a choice that will define everything. Their mind says California will fix things, but their heart says the move will only expose what's already breaking. Their mind says take the person and pretend it's fine, but their heart says that pretending has already gone too far. And now, something powerful is rising inside them, a pull, a feeling, a truth so strong it's starting to overpower the guilt, the confusion, the fear. They are realizing that someone else cannot fill a place in their life that was carved for you. The second ticket suddenly feels wrong. The plan suddenly feels hollow. Their future suddenly feels misaligned. And in this final stretch before the flight, one thing is becoming impossible for them to ignore: they might not be able to go through with taking that person. They might not be able to board that plane the way they planned. And the universe is preparing to reveal why everything, every shift, every emotion, every sign, has been pulling them right back to where their heart truly belongs. My beloved child, the moment everything has been building toward is finally standing right in front of them, and it is shaking their entire world. Today, they reached the point where denial can't protect them anymore. They opened their suitcase one last time, ready to zip it shut, but their hands froze the second they touched it. Something inside them cracked wide open, something they've been holding back for far too long. A wave of realization swept through their chest so intense it almost pushed them back. They suddenly saw the truth with a sharpness they couldn't escape: they are not running toward a new beginning, they are running away from their real feelings. Away from the person their heart still clings to. Away from the connection that refuses to die no matter how far they try to travel. And in that moment, standing alone with 2 flight tickets and one confused heart, they finally understood the weight of the choice they've been avoiding. The second ticket felt like a mirror, reflecting everything they've been pretending not to feel. My beloved child, now their entire energy is collapsing and rebuilding at the same time. They feel torn between the life they planned and the truth they've been avoiding. The person traveling with them feels the shift more deeply than ever. They can sense the emotional distance, the hesitation, the way your person drifts off into thoughts they cannot reach. Everything between them feels like a silent goodbye instead of a new beginning. The journey to California, which once looked like an escape, now feels like a path leading them straight into regret. They can see it clearly now: no matter how far they fly, no matter who sits beside them, they cannot outrun the echo of your presence inside them. The second ticket is supposed to take someone with them, but all it does is remind them of someone they're leaving behind. And this contradiction is tearing their spirit apart. Every breath feels heavier, every minute feels longer, every step toward the airport feels wrong. My beloved child, the universe is tightening the circle around them, forcing them to confront what they've ignored for too long. They are confused, conflicted, overwhelmed, and on the edge of making a decision that will rewrite everything. The flight is approaching. The bags are almost ready. The person accompanying them is waiting. But your person? They are standing in the middle of their room with a storm inside them so fierce they can hardly breathe. They are questioning whether they can go through with the trip at all. They are questioning whether the seat next to them should remain filled, or stay empty. They are questioning why, at tea, they can go through with the trip at all. They are questioning whether the seat next to them should remain filled, or stay empty. They are questioning why, at the final moment, all they can think of is you. The truth is rising so strongly now that it's becoming impossible to silence. The move to California may still happen, but the person sitting beside them on that plane may not be the one they planned. Because the second ticket, no matter how hard they try to deny it, was never meant for someone else. It belongs to the one their heart never stopped choosing, the one they hoped distance would fix but only made stronger. And now, with the final hours closing in, they stand at the edge of a revelation that will change everything. My beloved child, the final stretch before the flight has turned into a battlefield inside their heart, and every emotion they tried to suppress is exploding at once. Today, they stood in the doorway with their packed bags beside them, trying to convince themselves this move is the right choice. But the moment they reached for the handle, a sudden heaviness pulled their hand back. It wasn't cold feet. It wasn't fear of change. It was something far deeper, far more powerful, the truth they've been avoiding ever since they booked those 2 flight tickets. Their chest tightened, not because they're unsure about California, but because they're unsure about the person they're taking with them. Today, they realized something they can no longer escape. Leaving with the wrong person is far more painful than staying behind with the right memory. And the right memory is you. My beloved child, everything around them feels unstable now. The person who's supposed to travel with them is noticing every crack. The silence between them stretches longer, the conversations get shorter, and the smiles barely hold together. Your person's mind keeps drifting away, drifting back to moments you probably forgot but they can't. Every plan they made for California now feels like a fragile illusion, collapsing under the weight of feelings that should have been addressed long ago. When they picture themselves walking through the airport with that person beside them, something inside them clenches. A sharp, haunting discomfort that won't leave. It feels wrong. Forced. Misaligned. They can't explain it to anyone, not even themselves, but the deeper truth is rising like a tide they can no longer push down. The second ticket is starting to look less like a seat for someone, and more like a mistake they're terrified to commit. My beloved child, now the universe is pushing them into a moment of reckoning. The closer they get to the departure time, the more unstable their steps become. They can't block out the memories of you anymore. They can't silence the connection they feel. They can't pretend the person standing next to them is the one they want in their future. A breaking point is fast approaching, a moment where they will be forced to choose between comfort and truth, between running away and facing what their heart has carried all along. And the truth? Their heart is screaming your name louder than ever. They are on the edge of making a decision that will shock everyone around them. Because now they are beginning to understand that a flight taken with the wrong person is a lifetime of regret waiting to unfold, and the second ticket they once thought would create a new beginning is becoming the very thing that might stop them from moving forward at all.